If you just got started with Flodesk, maybe you sent a couple of emails, built a few forms, you're probably asking yourself, is this even working? Should I worry about my open rate? Is my list growing? How do I even tell? In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact metrics that I track in my own Flodesk account, so you'll know where to look, what matters most, and hopefully you'll feel a little more confident the next time you hit send. I'm Becca from Inside the Square, and I did not feel like being on camera today, so this video is my voice and some slides that I whipped up and a few screen shares of what it looks like inside my Flodesk account. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, a quick overview. These are the metrics we're going to be looking at. We're going to talk about metrics on your account level, metrics for individual forms, and then individual emails. That's it. 3 simple areas that can give you a clear picture of how your email marketing is doing without spreadsheets or charts or any kind of overwhelm. So let's go ahead and dive into the account level metrics. First up, we have your subscribers. How many people are actually joining your list? Inside Flodesk, click on your Audience tab and you'll see a list of all of your subscribers. Now you can sort through customers and different segments, but all subscribers is the main metric that we're talking about here. If your subscriber count isn't budging, it might be time to refresh your opt-in forms, promote your lead magnet again, or add your sign-up link to a few new spots, like maybe the footer of your website. Now, growth does not have to be huge every single week, but it should be steadily increasing. Another metric to check out are the unsubscribes, but they are actually a good thing. Hear me out on this. Every time someone opts out, your list gets a little cleaner, leaving only the people who actually want to hear from you. Inside Flodesk, you can see your total subscriber account, but if you click on the filter option, select unsubscribed and take a look at how many people are there. Now, if you check this out week over week and you see a sudden spike, that's your cue to review what emails you sent. Maybe they weren't relevant to everyone, or maybe your sending frequency changed. See what's different and see if you can improve that number over the next week. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the email metrics section of this video. But again, total subscriber count and total unsubscribe. You'll find both of these stats inside your Audience tab in Flodesk. Now let's go ahead and dig into those individual email analytics. This right here is a screenshot of an individual email that I sent out. If I click on this icon right here, we can see how many emails were sent, what the open rate was, and the click rate. Your open rate is a very important metric to keep an eye on. It tells you how many people were curious enough to actually click that subject line. When I first got started with email marketing, I went down the rabbit hole of research around what a good open rate is. And the truth is, it's different for every industry and every type of email. Emails that you send out every week versus a sales campaign, you're going to have different open rates there. So make sure that you compare your open rates to your own past emails, not someone else's. Now, to give you an actual number, when I first got started with email marketing, my open rate was around 20%. Over time, I've really refined that, and I try to maintain a steady 40 to 45% for my weekly emails. My sales emails, they don't do as great. Usually that's somewhere between 20 and 30% of an open rate. But again, this is about your subject line here. Some of your subscribers will always be happy to hear from you no matter what the content is, but the subject line can really make a difference if that open rate increases or decreases. If you think your open rates are too low, you can test new subject lines, maybe try keeping things shorter or starting with a question, or even adding an eye-catching emoji. I know that's an obvious choice for a millennial like me, but I still love emojis and I use them in my subject lines all the time. I also want to mention preview text. When you're getting ready to send an email in Flodesk, you can edit this preview text option. Now, it's not visible for every single email platform out there, but it is for a lot of them, like Gmail. And I've noticed that when I actually put some thought into this preview text, and sometimes a few emojis, they can help with the open rate. So don't forget about this option right here. You'll see the preview text option directly underneath subject line when creating an email in Flodesk. That's for standalone emails in the email tab, and also it's available for emails that you're using inside a workflow. Both the subject line and the preview text really impact that open rate, and that's a very important metric to keep track of for every email that you send. It's also important to pay attention to your unsubscribes. Now, this can sting a little, but they're part of a healthy email list, okay? Each unsubscribe will help refine that audience, so you're sending emails to people who actually want to hear from you. If you do see a spike for one specific email, I want you to reevaluate the content of that email. Did you start talking about a different subject? Did you take a strong stance on something that didn't resonate with other people? Make a mental note when those unsubscribes increase and do a little reflection to see if that's a good thing. Now, for those unsubscribe metrics, you're going to want to click on the View Details button. This is where you can see for an individual email how many people unsubscribed. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll see bounces, unsubscribed, and marked as spam. Now, of course, marked as spam is terrible, and that should be 0 as often as possible. But unsubscribed is what we're talking about here. So keep a close eye on that number for individual emails. And again, if you see a spike, make a note of it. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about individual metrics for specific forms. When you create a form in Flodesk for something like a lead magnet, or you just have an email sign up maybe in the footer of your website, it's important to pay attention to these 3 specific metrics: visitors, opt-ins, and conversion rate. Visitors are how many people actually see the form. If you're getting low traffic here, the problem's not the form, it's visibility. Make sure you're promoting that form in all the right places. Now, opt-ins are your heck yes count, the number of people who saw that form and thought, I want in. If that number is small compared to your visitors, this form might not be compelling enough. Try changing the headline, simplifying the fields, or adding a different call to action like get instant access or delivered straight to your inbox. The number of opt-ins per visitors is your conversion rate. Now, a healthy conversion rate for most small creators like me is around 20 to 40% depending upon the offer and the audience. But a pro tip for you here, focus on improving that conversion rate after you have consistent traffic. Make sure that visitor number is high enough because you can't really optimize what isn't being seen. All right, let's wrap this up, my friend. The truth is, you don't need fancy dashboards or complicated formulas to understand how your Flodesk emails are performing. I just want you to start keeping an eye on a few numbers. Start with your account overview. Are people signing up, and are they staying subscribed? Then check your forms. Are you getting a lot of visitors, and are those visitors actually converting? And finally, look at your emails. Are those subject lines catching attention, and is your audience staying engaged? That's it. Those simple numbers tell you everything you need to know about what's working and what's not. Over time, you're going to start to see trends, so I want to make sure that you really focus on your own stats and don't get caught up in comparing yourself to what other people are doing. Don't overthink it. Check your numbers, make small tweaks, and keep showing up in those subscribers' inboxes with value, clarity, and confidence. And finally, I just have to say it, even though I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times before, consistency is key. I've been sending out an email to my newsletter list every single Tuesday for over 6 years, and I'm fully convinced that's why I have such a high open rate. My audience knows exactly when I'm going to show up in their inbox, and they get excited about it. And if that's too many emails for them, they're going to unsubscribe, and that's okay. I'm Becca from Inside the Square, and I hope you enjoyed this overview of the Flodesk analytics that I think are important enough to track on a regular basis. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and let me know in the comments. And for more tutorials just like this one, head on over to insidethesquare.co/Flodesk.